But yeah, so it's with I think for me more it's the quality of a zombies map is more based on like the appearance of it. Because I can get bored of it pretty quickly, but if it's nicer to look at, the soundtrack's more fun.
CoD's got one of the best atmospheres.
Oh yeah, absolutely, but it's so fucking hard.
That's true.
I've never made it far through it.
I made it almost round 50. I actually want to do a maps.
No, I'm not down to the guy on the ground.
Oh no, I didn't make it.
Yeah, but you have a lot more patience for stuff because you can set your mind like to a goal, such as like getting to a high round or something.
It's actually competitiveness. It's competitiveness. I just want to be better at it than everyone else I know, so I will put up with it. I don't actually enjoy doing high rounds like that.
Yeah.
I just really want the achievement.
The best part is I think I've always been a close second, despite never putting that effort. And it's just like my innate skill of gaming.
Yeah.
You fucking bastards.
If I wasn't competitive, you'd probably be better than me at games. But fuck you, I'm not letting you do that.
Yeah, it's, like CoD's good, but it's if the map looks good and is more unique, like I don't know, I like fucking hell. I like
Horizon's Shadows were definitely.
Yeah.
I think Shadows is actually one of the most balanced maps, ironically.
I think it's got the most space, but with like really long angles, like thin hallways along with it.
Yeah, it feels big, but it doesn't feel.
Don't feel too big because you can get through everything. You can get from one end of the map by going through the centre with the teleporters.
Yeah.
But
even the tram's useful on that map.
Yeah. Compared to fucking Transit.
Oh god.
I know it's not a good example because it is.
It's the worst example.
Yeah, but in terms of like getting around the map, you know, I know there is like it's a massive map. You can feel how big it is, but the problem is that you just can't get around it. That's the main issue. It's the maneuverability of the map. Whereas with Shadows, it's so big.
Yeah, I feel like Black Ops 3 did quite well for that.
Yeah.
Set's is definitely the worst for that.
Yeah. You can't...
Oh my god.
You bastard.
If you die on one near the blue spidery pit, I'm over near the green one. You're fucked.
Yeah,
you're fucked. You better have no zombies between us, because I'm not gonna be able to run that quick.
Yeah.
I think you can like vaguely, but it's not fun. And there's a lot of tight angles, and
there's a lot of angles that you don't want to open as well.
And the questing is it's a bit overdone. It's way overdone.
Yeah. God, I'm fighting Russians whilst being with the Russians. It's not good. They only look vaguely different. Some look like terrorists, some look like Russian soldiers. I can't tell them apart.
I would personally say I think World of War had the best campaign.
Yeah.
At least to me.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Especially the Russian side.
Oh, absolutely. I actually went
back to... The Russian side of that was really, really good.
Yeah, I went back to playing it. I can't remember what mission I was specifically looking for. Oh no, it's the Attack on the Reichstag. That mission is so cool. Such a good mission. Everything about it is just amazing. The soundtrack and everything. But it looks incredible as well. I don't know if this came out before or after it. I don't know.
I was wanting to do this campaigns incredibly as well.
Yeah. Black Ops. Or CoD.
Yeah. Black Ops.
Yeah, I think, well, Black Ops gave such iconic characters. I've memorised the positions of everything so fucking well that it's kind of a problem.
Fucking flashlight! I knew it was there! Maybe you shouldn't say things like that.
Don't brag.
Maybe you shouldn't say things like that. It backfires.
Yeah.
I've been wondering about getting a Ready or Not.
Getting what?
Ready or Not. The SWAT one.
I think Ground Forces would be better.
Yeah, I've looked at that as well. But
I think they're made by the same people. They've got like the same stuff in them. Well, it's like
they They both look really good.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I can't deny that. But I think Ground Forces would have more to it. If you want to see like more casual gameplay, watch Worst Pre-Made Ever. They've got some like compilations on them on Ready or Not. It does look really good. But I'd say Ground Forces again, it's got more potential to it.
Have you seen Russian Badger's new one?
I haven't watched him for a while, to be honest.
Oh, he's done a few ones then. He did CS:GO if you would remember that.
I can't remember. I think the last one I watched might have been the Halo Reach one.
Ah, 1 minute, I need to pull him up to see that. Oh no, he did Halo Reach after. No, okay, so he did Halo Reach, then he did CS:GO, and now he's done Earth Defense Force.
Oh yeah, I've seen like
It's really funny what you can get away with in that game, and I just like how he does it. So.
Why? What can you do?
You can call in literal. You can call it. How do I put it?
Like an
you can call it an airstrike. You can't call it an airstrike. You can call it a lot of airstrikes.
Yeah. Oh no, the last one I watched
The game's fucking ridiculous, and I thought it was funny. It looks
last
fun
one I watched,
actually.
I think was the Star Wars Battlefront one they did. I didn't see the. Played Halo Infinite and I just didn't want to watch it. As much as I love Russian Badger, it sort of put me off.
Yeah, Infinite's kind of fucked it.
Yeah.
Thing is the actual gameplay is good. It's just
yeah, I might
they did nothing else. They nailed the actual core gameplay, but they nailed nothing.
Yeah.
They decided
the story was meant to be really good.
The story's good by storyline, but its gameplay is bad.
Yeah. It doesn't
make
seem
sense.
like a Halo game. It seems more like they're just trying to make an open world game and sort of
it doesn't
Halo
work.
The grapple feature seems. I suppose like always the best part of Halo was like you get the mission areas and they're vaguely open world. Like you can still sort of go around them a bit more than say in Call of Duty like this. You get a very strict direction you have to get. There might be a couple of secrets. Halo's a lot more you can do.
It's stuff like what Half-Life and Bioshock did exceptionally well.
Yeah,
like
I can't think of any games that
linear.
Quite like that.
It's linear, but Bioshock and Half-Life, you don't realise it's linear because of how well it's done.
Yeah, I was. You haven't played the Metro games, have you?
No.
So the original the Metro Last Light in 2033. They were really good. They were absolutely incredible. Exodus was really good, but my one issue that I had with Exodus was that it was branded as an open world game, and so I suppose it was sort of everyone's conceptions of the game because it was advertised with having the train. So you think, oh, you get an open world game where you get a train, you get to customize it how you want and all that. But that's not the case. You get the train, yeah, but then they're sort of like faux open world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm actually starting to get sick of that making everything open world.
Yeah, it's a trope that they don't get right anymore. I think the last game that got it right, which Greta hasn't played, was Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, because it just doesn't suit some games.
No, like Halo.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if they don't make a fucking open world Call of Duty next.
Yeah, that. I think Call of Duty's run its course at this point. They should give it a rest for a bit.
I think they should change it more.
No, I think they should first give it a rest.
Yeah. Instead of just making more fucking
shit.
Warzone. Granted, me and you hate Warzone because Warzone, but I can see the appeal of it. I just don't like the way that most gaming seems to be going towards like battle royale. Granted, it seems to. I can't tell what the trend in gaming is coming out recently.
Because the trend whole died.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at the top games which are like Fortnite and Valorant, so competitive and.
Is Fortnite still as popular as it was?
It is still big, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's going to still be big, but so is tons of games.
It's still one of the more popular games. But I would say like competitive games, because like battle royales are competitive.
Yeah. I remember playing PUBG on Xbox, and I'm kind of glad you never played it with me, because you would realise just how competitively obnoxious I can fucking get. And it's like, you know how obnoxious I am just in general. But playing battle royales and how competitive I get with them, it's just excessive.
And then, yeah, like Valorant, CSGO is still big.
Oh, CSGO, I don't think CSGO will ever die, to be honest.
No, because it's got the best competitive scene.
Yeah, it would have been. I think it would have been like TF2. TF2 didn't go through the just immense bot price. I think it would still be.
Yeah, if
TF2
if TF2 actually kept updating its game and fixed its issues, it'd be fine. But do you remember how Lazy Purple describes sauce spaghetti?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue with TF2. The source engine is really old.
And they haven't
so it makes no sense. I could hack TF2 myself without any help, probably quite easily.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, 900,000. That's Christmas.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good that they're trying to fix it, but at the end of the day,
what did they do? I saw that there was an update, but I didn't hear much about it.
I remember one update in detail, but I don't know which update it was. So one of the ways bots talk to each other.
Yeah.
Do you know how bots don't shoot each other?
Yeah.
Well, the reason how they know between each other is because they're able to message on like the type chat.
Oh right.
And there's certain commands do you know how you can kill yourself?
Mm-hmm.
There are certain commands that you can send on it that won't show in chat but will do something.
So like they're actually playing with like the console.
Yeah, and there's a lot of phantom code in source, so it's there but it doesn't do anything.
So it is just, I suppose it is just the way that all games go. Like for now, like with Punk Buster at the moment on this, I imagine if I were to go into the multiplayer, it would just be hellish.
Yeah, so bots on TF2, okay, they have patched this, but they would use the chat, pull up some random command, and only bots can read it.
Yeah.
So obviously, if they pick up any random command, they'll just be like, oh, yep, that's a bot.
Right.
Friend.
So if someone could figure out this code, they control the bots and take over the world. Ow! That should.
In a sense, you could actually do the exact reverse then, Adam. You could make a bot that could only target bots.
That's what they did. Oops, I just killed it. That's fine. I killed a US soldier, it's okay.
Of course, I haven't looked too much into how the bot systems work on TF2, but they have a lot of options. They have a lot of options. It's a bit like Siege. They've kind of messed up the core code, so updates aren't actually going to fix it at this point because they've fucked it.
Why did you get so suddenly loud, like your mic's speaking all of a sudden?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot you got your new mic, you've just got your spare one sitting next to you.
It's not connecting, I'll have to slot it tomorrow. I'll sound really weird, but you know, the headset's comfortable.
Oh, fine. I mean, I still speak from my fucking laptop mic, so I need to get like a proper desk mic. Oh, that is so cool. I don't know why, but that's really cool. And then Lieutenant Vasquez, who's got the most plot armor runs across all of them. That is something I think that games need more, is just a compelling story. I think they've started to fall behind on it. Like Cyberpunk. That was I played it a bit, and aside from all the bugs were what made it fun, kind of. Oh no, actually that's a lie. Oh Jesus Christ, that's a lie. The bugs made it obnoxious, so
people stopped playing it.
Well, the reason I stopped playing it is because the bugs were just that excessive. Like there was a scene at the start, like at the end of the tutorial area, where your friend dies, and it's really sad and it's all dramatic. but it all happens in a car ride, and like I can't focus on what's happening when the car is driving through a building. Like, it's so funny but tragic. I think they've fixed most of them now, but it's...
Yeah, I think they have.
The issue is that they were there. And,
it's really common as well, because Battlefield had it as well, the new Battlefield.
Yeah, but I think that's just...
All of the Call of Duties have had it. Like...
No, I think the issue with Call of Duty at the moment... were there bugs with, like,
they weren't as bad as... They were there. They weren't as bad as, like... Battlefield or... You know.
I think the issue with
they were there.
Call of
like,
Duty
all games nowadays have a lot of bugs because they're usually getting rushed out to meet deadlines rather than
being a game of passion.
And part of it's to do with, you know, investors and shit.
Capitalism.
Because usually people like that don't actually know what they're on about. If you didn't...
No, bad! How did I survive that? Yeah, I imagine that would be... It's,
I mean, the whole downfall of people like Netflix is all because of investors.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't know how to do their job, they just can't. Because otherwise they'll get no money.
Yeah. It does come down to the elite. That fucking
it is the exact same with YouTube, the reason why there's so much...
scum.
Yeah, but it's because they are kind of forced to do it because of investors, otherwise they won't get paid. And if they don't get paid, they can't do it.
Yeah, I suppose it's like a lot of people make the argument of when a YouTuber would sell out or something. I know this used to be quite a hot issue. There was always that sort of hatred for anyone who would start doing ads, but it was like you can't not do them. You need to do that sort of thing because you need to abide to the rules, unfortunately, which in often cases will just ruin a channel, for example. I can't think of who it is, but I know that like channels can get shadow banned if you say a naughty word, and that is one of the worst things because they play it off as like, oh well, it's our rules, but then at the same time, people seem to just forget the argument of free speech should be a thing, which is quite an American thing to pull out, but these American companies are so against it as well.
Yeah, but think about the complete irony that America's built on.
Yeah.
America as a country is irony when you think about it. I mean, the whole concept of its creation was, you know, to free us from tax against the British. They are the most taxable country in the world.
Yeah.
Everything is taxed.
It does. I suppose it's just the way that evolution comes down, innit? Not evolution. No, I suppose it is just like more societal evolution. It comes down to just the way that everything's gone. Is it's all money. So I am trapped. Okay. Fuck. I didn't think I could get out of that.
I'm not gonna act like I'm a professional in the situation, but it doesn't. The modern financial situation really makes things worse.
It's baffling.
Although, admittedly, we are still in a better position now than like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
It's clear that the reason why old games are good is because they were new companies, so they weren't bound by so much.
Yeah. It was
corporatism.
I suppose, like, despite how massive Infinity Ward and Activision got due to the earlier Call of Duty games, I don't think they actually really blew up until Modern Warfare, really, did they? Which that's quite crazy to think about.
Because the two games I've played recently, the ones that I've actually really enjoyed, which is Symphony of War and Crosscode. One of them is actually new, but it's made by a small team.
Yeah.
The team has made 2 games, and yet it's one of my favourite games that have been made in recent memory.
Yeah.
Another one, Crosscode, was made in like 2012 by a small team.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware.
Innocent.
As far as I'm aware, I think it's their only game they've made. And it's again one of the most fun games I've played.
Yeah.
But and then you look at like a mod, and both of them cost like 10 quid. a modern game with a large team. They can't make it for shit.
Yeah, I suppose that does come down to more that game has had the ability to be worked on passionately.
Yeah.
Which is what everything comes down to. I suppose it's the same with music and TV and everything.
If corporation destroys creativity.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But
I mean, it's even worse in the music world as well, because it's an older. It's older.
Yeah, I can't really. This is going to sound stupid, but I really can't speak on it. Despite doing 2 years of a music course, I just didn't pay. That hit me in the face. That's the wrong grenade. I'm scared.
Well, the issue with music is exactly why you couldn't get a small band together and just do music for a living.
You do need the.
You need the big companies, and they'll take most of the money from you. And then, although you can make a living from it, it's actually not that great.
Yeah, it's not. You can't like self-produce. It's gonna be harder, but you can't like self-produce.
But it takes a small miracle to pull that off.
Yeah,
on top of whatever heap of talent you would absolutely need.
The thing is, YouTube
and charisma.
YouTube's an incredible way to start a career.
Yeah, it has proven that in a lot of senses.
This room is a bastard, by the way. This room is so difficult.
I've noticed that.
I've always struggled with this. It's so open and you cannot see anyone.
And walls can be shot through, so...
Fucking love pistols. Yeah, it's... You can't, like, get the smaller companies, like, often referred to as, like, indie producers and shit. But you're not going to get as much support from them, you're not going to go as wide. And the issue is that companies will just take advantage of it.
Because they can.
Yeah. They hold the power.
The game was rigged from the start.
Fallout New Vegas was a societal masterpiece.
Thing is, I know Fallout New Vegas is a great game and I could never get into it.
Oh, it's so good.
I think it's just because I got bored of the other Fallout games and now I just can't be bothered, even though I know it's a good game.
I'm sure... I've killed so many innocent Americans. Did he die? He did.
They don't stand on the grenade.
Yeah, it's just going to warm me up a bit. It's a healing grenade. You know, I played Fortnite once, they have those. That's something that does bug me, going back to like Battle Royales and sort of the way that modern games go, is how they deal with content. It used to be, granted it used to be, no, it didn't used to be more monetized, it used to be you would pay like a small price for a massive expansion. Especially in CoD, like you'd get the, now he was wearing American looking armour in that light. I could only tell from the voice.
Heard horror stories of the of Blizzard's downfall as well.
Oh, that was Blizzard's. What do you mean? Fucking what's it called? What's it called? Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
That was like it hurts more.
It just seems like all the big companies are starting to fall.
Oh yeah, Blizzard's fell in a rough way. Because it's not just the game, it's the actual company and a load of ethics. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on in what's it called, in Blizzard itself, that has been really, really bad. They've sort of taken there was a load of lawsuits that went, I think it was
because at the end of the day, all of the companies have kind of lost their integrity.
Yeah, that's something that you can't really have in the upper world of corporation. Though, if you have integrity, you're not going to make as much.
Yeah, exactly the problem. But the problem with that is that the gaming space is mostly youth, and young people notice that a lot easier than old people.
I think at a certain age they start to recognise it, but the problem is it's the younger age that is getting taken advantage of with these games. Oh,
yeah, but at the end of the day, it's the correct age for mainly gamers.
Yeah.
So usually we notice a bit there.
The thing is,
which is why there's outrage about a lot of games, but then there's enough people who are stuck in their old ways to continue playing games like Call of Duty and
like me and you, to be fair.
Battlefield. I don't play Call of Duty that often. I like to play the new Modern Warfare, so.
I'm addicted to War Thunder.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people say is bad, but I don't think it's. You don't have to, and that's sort of what I desperately grasp onto to verify why I play the fucking game. Whereas I've spent exorbitant amounts of money on it, but it is in the end all I do. But I think the thing is with gamers is that there's just waves of gamers. Like there's the classic ones with like all the old Nintendos and everything. These frames are amazing. Like the classic Nintendo players that have just those classic games, Legend of Zelda, that sort of stuff. But then there's like sort of after that our wave of gamers, where it is like the original Call of Duties and all that sort of stuff.
And like Halo, Half-Life,
yeah,
which is what I grew up with.
I grew up with Halo, like solely. Halo and Call of Duty. I suppose.
Mine started with Half-Life, so I have it.
Yeah, I was on Xbox my entire life. I suppose my first console was actually.
I had the original Xbox.
I didn't. I had the PS2, but I
had
would
a chipped original Xbox actually, so it was hacked.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I actually still have it.
I might have to come around yours and have a game session. But
that actually means I have like the original Super Mario on the Xbox.
That's bizarre.
It's cool though.
That does sound awesome. I've never played the original sort of stuff.
Right, it's really good as well there. It's real good, because it's one of the better Mario games as well.
Yeah, the original Super Mario.
Took me a while to beat the game, I remember.
That doesn't surprise me.
I remember the final castle being quite hard. Like, really hard.
I wouldn't know. But I know one thing. I used to have a GameCube at my nan's. That was one of my first console that I kept was a PS2. Sort of GTA San Andreas being like the only thing I ever played. But
whatever happened to GTA 5?
It's still
kind
going.
of just disappeared.
I think it's disappeared from the mainstream because like, the biggest YouTube groups like Vanos and all them have stopped playing it. Jesus Christ, what super speed on these lads? They're the ones that die automatically, that's why. But yeah, I think it's like a lot of gaming comes down to like the massive groups. But I've also lost interest in like the big groups.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I think for companies in games, I think the big companies are more or less best to be avoided now.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say because they still make decent games. The problem is the story and integrity of them are bad. But
in recent memory, what are the best games you played that have been recently made? Yeah, Elden Ring's great. They have integrity.
Yeah, they're also Japanese.
I mean, yeah, but a lot of Japanese countries aren't doing too hot either.
I don't know about it.
It's just FromSoft. Yeah, FromSoft is
FromSoft. Despite being Japanese, they are very Western. No, despite being Japanese, they're very known throughout the rest of the world.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think that what proves it is all of the controversy over like the easy mode for Elden Ring.
Is there an easy mode?
No.
Oh.
That's exactly the point.
Oh right, because that was what people wanted because it was a load of new wave gamers going into it.
Yeah, from Dark Souls 1 they've been hammered that there should be an easy mode and they have constantly ignored it. And I love it.
That's awesome. See, I know some games will just buckle under it.
Every game has.
Yeah. But I think also a lot more games are like universally recognised as being more casual. Whereas Dark Souls is that. I don't mean you play it casually, but it's not Legends.
Yeah, but the reason it's not casual is because they decided to keep it that way. A lot of games that have been competitive and hard, they've kind of just stopped.
I don't think the just the way that Dark Souls and Elden Ring, that sort of anything, really, like, just the way that the game plays, it can't really be competitive, which is why I fucking despise multiplayer on Elden Ring.
Elden Ring multiplayer is good. It had issues at the beginning because... CODs? How dare you? Nah, at the end of the day, I think Elden Ring's issue for multiplayer when we played it was that it was new. So there was a lot of game-breaking shit.
Lord.
Remember that one day I was just like, hey, I'm going to test something. I just killed you with 3 invisible swords that insta-killed you.
That was one of my first experiences with the multiplayer. But I've seen, like, problem is I've also just gone onto YouTube and just watched so many videos of the bullshit. Fucking hell.
Yeah, at the end of the
I'm playing veteran.
But at the end of the day, to be fair to me, it is a balancing act with a lot of shit to deal with.
It's a lot of new shit as well. Like,
so at the end of the day, it's ironically balanced for what they have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think they will get it. It will be like Dark Souls 3 where they'll be. I think it'll be like Dark Souls 3 where they have like 1 or 2 things that are slightly above average in quality.
That's the same with every game. That's just what meta is. There's always going to be that. That's the problem with Call of Duty, is that every weapon they release, from what I've heard, I haven't played Modern Warfare like for fucking years, but from what I've seen, like with all the people, like the YouTubers who do play it regularly and sort of make content making fun of it, even though they play it so much, is that just the way that they introduce content is so much different to what it used to be and what some games do to get it right. Whereas I know the reason you don't play Elden Ring is because, like, you don't want to have to go back to everything, but they did release a lot of content that was good.
Yeah, I have been tempted to go through it again, do a dagger build, mainly because of an anime I might have watched, but...
Somehow that doesn't surprise me, but also I would excessively recommend it. It was so much fun.
I could actually suggest the anime to you if you can. It's Viking based.
That does sound pretty cool.
Be advised, more enemy troops are converging on the tank. Get there ASAP.
Vinland Saga.
We're working on it out.
I don't know that language.
Vinland is what they called America.
Oh, I thought that's just a weird way of saying Finland.
No, Vinland.
Yeah.
And you can probably guess what the core story is about, but the episode that's on, I think it is on Netflix.
Right, okay.
The episode that's on Netflix.
It's just a fucking immediate dark screen. The second I take night vision off, even though I saw the lights, like, wait, am I getting flash? And yeah, it froze for a second. It's funny.
But the first season that's on Netflix, I think it's on Netflix. It is purely just raiding England, Viking shit.
That's pretty cool.
And it has one of my favourite characters in shows now. It is great. He is great. His name's Asgard. He's great.
That doesn't sound very Viking. That literally sounds like a fucking a British knight's name. Sounds like one of Lancelot's Round Table.
Asgard means covered in ash.
Is it a Dark Souls anime?
No, he's awesome. He's awesome. I won't say anything.
Yeah,
but he's awesome.
I mean, I probably won't watch it, to be fair. I've gone back to watching
not.
JoJo's again.
It is something I'd strongly suggest. It is actually a really good story and good fight. So
I struggle to get into anything new, especially when there's a story to it. That's what I really struggle to get into because I'm playing games all the time.
Yeah, recently I've done the exact opposite. I've just been watching some new stuff. So Vinland being one of them.
Fair. My brain's dead. What are we talking about?
I can't remember, this is well off topic. Okay, so on terms of weapon balance, I think that's why CSGO is so popular. Everything's balanced, everything works.
Yeah, I think the only issue is that they did was the way that they changed so much, like, especially the Deagle. So I got really good with the Deagle at one point.
I think that could be personal preference. I don't think the Deagle's bad still. The Deagle's still pretty good.
It's not as bad, but
it's harder to
so
use.
Much worse.
It's harder to use, but consider the Deagle was pretty OP before.
Yeah.
Well, OP by CS:GO standards, it's not that bad, but it's still bad.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Siege. I think people complain due to emotion. I think Velk's camera nerf, for example.
Oh yeah, I think that was a great change.
Yeah, I think not being able to throw him outside, brilliant, magnificent. But how much complaining do we have to listen to through Boise and Jake? Like, for fuck's sake.
I don't know. I just ignore them.
They complained a lot.
I think it makes more sense. But then again, I think you and we think a lot more logically about that sort of thing than everyone else. Oh, if only I had one of these in War Thunder. That would be fucking amazing. I'm standing against the wall and didn't get killed by backblast. Something's wrong there.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be honest, I think Boise is a little illogical in how he acts.
Yeah.
He's not stupid, he's just emotional.
Yeah, but that's it. The funny thing is,
Boise.
That's the exact way a logical person would consider emotion. Like I say, you and I, we do think things through, or at least when I get into the mindset of thinking things through properly, I do. Think
you have effective.
Shut up.
You have effective mood swings. You can either be logical or illogical.
Yeah.
I think I do the same. I'm just a bit more consistent. I'm a bit more consistent on the logical side.
You know what? I want the G3. It's worse, but it's fucking beautiful.
It is.
I remember you always hated the Galil, but that was just
in Black Ops 1, and in Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2's Galil. That's what I disliked.
I don't remember it in Black Ops 2 at least.
In Black Ops, it wasn't even particularly bad. I just didn't like it.
Fair.
It was outmatched by everything. I didn't have any nostalgia behind how it sounded or looked. So I was just like, it's just a bad gun.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I think
that's why people still stick with games like fuck's sakes, like Call of Duty, because of nostalgia. But then they hate themselves because of what the game that they're playing. It's not the Call of Duties that they grow up with. It's not like, I should not have taken this gun. Fuck me.
But to be fair, how many old games are actually still good by quality standard nowadays without nostalgia?
I suppose so, but I don't know, because it depends on how old you mean, because
I think if you looked at this game more objectively, you'd be like, it's not bad, but you know, it could be better. Because of age. Purely because of age. But of course, nostalgia will be like, oh, no, it's brilliant, perfect game.
Oh, I 100% absolutely adore this game so much.
I wouldn't blame this game for any mistake it had. Of course it's old, it had to deal with what it dealt with, but how many games with its age are still brilliant? I'd say like Half-Life, Bioshock and Halo, you know.
Yeah.
Actual masterpiece games, and it's such a limited number of games.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose nostalgia does like overtake emotion in every sense, and that is really what nostalgia is. Yeah. But
of course, some games you do come back to and you're like, okay, this isn't as good as I remember.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I went back to play like the original Rainbow Six Vegas games.
Oh, okay.
And granted, it's because I've come back to a load of these old classics on PC compared to when I used to play them on 360. So the graphics look worse because they're on a system that's so much more high performance. So you notice the downsides more. And I'm older. Not much wiser, but older.
Slightly wiser.
I have a couple more brain cells.
You went to the shop and brought a few.
Yeah.
You got the buy one get one free pack, but you forgot to get the free one.
Instead I got the downgraded version. And they were just like, oh, he wants to get the worst version rather than the more expensive.
You got the half a brain cell.
Yeah. I forgot this, like, all the American sections in this game are so difficult.
But I also remember, I don't have much nostalgia for games like Skyrim as well, so I don't.
Yeah. See, my problem with like Skyrim and Fallout is I fucking adore. I love them. I love them so much. But you also know how much I played on Xbox.
Yeah, I find them too tedious to enjoy a lot of things about them.
Yeah. I suppose the way that I play games is the same as with like Dark Souls as well, though, is that just how I play is
grindy. Can I say really. That you are very grindy compared to.
It's shocking though, isn't it? Because when you think of me, you don't think of patience.
Yeah, it's a different type of patience. You're willing to grind for like equipment and weapons and new toys like tanks, like War Thunder. But then you're not really willing to grind for like rank and achievement.
Yeah, I want something more physical, I suppose, from it.
Whereas I prefer the achievement side of things rather than the item side of things.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why I've played a lot of games a lot in a row for no other reason, just to be better at it than certain people.
Usually me.
Actually, the main reason I got into zombies was because my brother had a friend who was good at it. And I played with him and Dom first. He was an asshole, so I hated him. So what I wanted... Dom's friend. So what I wanted the most was to be so good at the game that I was better than him.
Yeah.
And actually, after a while, I was better than him. And I was like... And this was like just as I was... This was like before I even started to play with you. I was just starting to get that good at it because I really hated him that much. I wanted to beat him.
Yeah.
And I just remember one day I'm just like, Dom, I'm on round 42, Origins, and he just repeats to his friend, he's like, fuck off, no he's not. And he couldn't believe it because, you know, he's just that type of person.
I've won.
And I was just sitting there like, oh my god, I'm still going.
Yeah. I suppose like with games like that, it is more, I couldn't play it solo for long, I don't think.
Yeah, I played it a long time solo to get that good.
Yeah. My issue is I find the game more fun with friends. Are you... Since when did a dumpster not block a grenade explosion? It should do very well at that, considering it's a fucking M67 shrapnel grenade. Whoops!
Of course, I've done that for a lot of games. So.
Oh shit. I pulled my own grenade. Shut up, stop laughing at me, I'm trying. There should be a sniper somewhere here. Oh.
It's ironically probably why I didn't like, it's probably why I don't actually like War Thunder that much.
Yeah.
To be good at it is to be grindy for like, the good shit.
Necessarily.
When it came to me and you it was.
Oh yeah. Well that's because I'm a fucking arsehole.
Because when we played, I was better than you at air. I was terrible at tanks.
Yeah.
Also terrible at tanks. But I was better than you at air, but then you played it so much because I started to do work and other shit.
Yeah.
And then you just got so far out, I was just like, well, can't really be competitive with you now, can I?
No.
There's no enjoyment to me for this.
Oh, I knew there was a sniper. Give me the fucking pizza!
Taking that long.
It's just, it wouldn't give it me. But yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just like the difference in how we view grind. I'm okay with grind as long as
you
win.
Get a mental reward. I just need to have something better than everyone else.
Effectively, I would like, instead of having something better than Boise, I'd like to beat Boise.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so happy.
With your fists.
It's why I'm so happy with how I've done is Siege at this, but I've beaten both Jake and Boise, and I've got the stats to beat Dorber, you know.
Yeah.
I've already, that's why I can't be bothered with Siege right now.
I hate this mission. So I can't be slow because the tank actually gets destroyed.
Oh, this is gonna be fun to watch. You're
gonna be watching it for a long...
Yes, I am.
My own grenade.
I both Tuesday off and Monday's bank holiday, so I've got a while to watch it, Adam.
We're going to be playing this straight for like 78 hours. Not 72, nothing specific that makes an actual sense. A very random... You know what, let's make it 79. Just to piss more people off.
You got a job recently, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I got bar staff at a couple of theatres in Hamley.
When are you working?
My training days are supposed to be at the end of this month, but I'm not sure. I've been having a lot of trouble, so there's a few things that I need to do before I started working. That was like with just official stuff, signing contracts and all that. One of them is to get a couple of references. Fortunately, I've already got the job, and on my CV that I know one of them.
That was fun for me.
What references?
I don't have any.
I don't really either. I refuse to use my last job.
No, not even, not really. I didn't have any.
Yeah. Now I'm lucky that family friend, very close one, like my mum's best friend. I worked with her for a couple of days, so she's actually on my CV, doing veterinary stuff. So I've been able to put her down easily.
It is actually weird for jobs, because I know you've been having trouble, and yet I got mine quite easily, even though I
got my first job really easily. I walked in, and he was like, "You want to start a job work Monday?" I was like, "Yep, sure, sound."
I will admit,
5 months later.
I told my mum and dad that, and they were like, "Okay, you're kind of stupid. It's a lot easier to get a job when you have one." And that's the core mistake you made. That was the core mistake you made.
What? Sorry,
because you quit your job and then you looked for one. You should have looked for one when you had it.
I know, the problem was, the reason why I quit it, oh god.
Yeah, but reason aside, it is just...
Yeah, I realise how stupid it was, unfortunately.
So much easier.
Yeah. But with the reason that I quit, I did have a few reasons. Was one of them was because it was an apprenticeship. I got really bad anxiety about actually going to do the learning part of it, because I'd be going down to basically London for a few days alone, and I've never done that's just immediately thrust straight into doing something like that. And the most I've done is go to college in Manchester. Like, that's such a change. And I can't do the change very well. But yeah, it was. I don't know if you remember, but I started to get extremely depressed.
In a sense, actually, everything you felt during your apprenticeship, I have felt during my job.
Yeah, but you are a lot more resilient than I am, which is why you've still got your job and haven't quit within 5 months.
I have more pride.
Yeah, I don't. I hate myself.
I have a lot more pride to hold on to, so I refuse to actually ask for help a lot of the times.
It's also something that you want to do,
Well, not necessarily. I have noticed a lot of issues with it, because now that I'm in the job, now I'm actually doing proper work now.
Yeah.
But I've found I've done code changes, actual code programming. It took me 2 hours, and then it's taken me days to then server test it, and it's so fucking frustrating. You have no idea what it's like to server test, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
It is the opposite of fun. It was designed to hate. I hate it.
See, one of my problems was I wasn't doing much. And that was one of my biggest issues. So
no, I've had that whole recently.
Yeah,
a whole lot.
Yours is working on computers, so you're always around something that you can do.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, I yesterday I had a 4-hour gap of just nothing, literally nothing. And when I was talking to the person who ended up helping me at the end, he was just like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. That happens a lot because it's a big company. Inefficiencies like that happen."
Yeah.
And since I'm in training, there really isn't much to do for me if something goes wrong, because obviously how am I supposed to know what to do?
Yeah.
So he was just like, "Don't worry about it." There's one, the tech leader of the group would probably be mad at me, but even my boss would just go, "Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
No, because at the end of the day, it is just like that, and it is ridiculous. I've had days and days where it's just been hours of fuck all. That's happen chance or just,
Yeah.
And it's just
I know for a fact that one of the things that I struggled with was not having anything to do. But for me, I was meant to be working on cars, so that's something that is quite inherently interesting because there's so much to it.
I'm supposed to be working on code, so I also know how you feel.
Yeah.
I'm not doing what I want, and I'm upset about it.
Yeah. But I didn't do anything. I get anxiety quite badly without even realising it, and in the case of that job I would get anxiety because I would be told that I need to be doing stuff, but I wouldn't be told what to do. Or if I was told to do anything, all I would be told is just go clean. So then in my mind, I can't think like, okay, I'll do this certain thing to do. Like, I need to know how clean to get things, and
I had that problem.
Where to clean.
I had that problem as well. Obviously, mine was coding based. But
you have to like sweep the codes.
This is universal issues. I think in reality, like, people tell you to always be busy, but you know, actually, it's never gonna happen. I bet if Boise was honest with you, he'd be like, yeah, there's hours where there's just nothing happening.
Oh yeah, he's actively said that there's a long time, so he's not doing anything. But I think what's going to be good with this job is it's a 0 hours contract. So when I'm there, I'm doing something every time.
Just ironic, the it was played around with, like, the idea of a 6-hour work day, so dropping time from 8 to 6, and it actually makes sense when you think about it because of all this lost time we already have.
Yeah,
it just kind of works better. And for the modern, for the modern work culture, it actually does. Like, mathematically and productively, it does. But of course, it's changing a actual culture of a country. It's not exactly an easy change.
Yeah, it's a lot of conveniences that are going to vanish as well. So you're going to have a lot less time.
And
like,
I bet
for example, to go to a mechanics.
And I bet if you told your parents to be like, you know, your parents, your dad probably especially, he wouldn't agree with it. Grandparents definitely wouldn't.
Probably not. I don't know. Because
it's an old concept.
Yeah.
And it's like, you are right though. It would be job dependent. My job would definitely go down to 6 hours. There's no reason to do 8 hours for what I do. It makes no sense. But when it comes to
mechanics, it kind of makes sense. But the issue is for me,
poor Sniper. It makes a lot of sense to do 8 hours for him.
Yeah. The issue for him is he needs people to be helping him, and he's not getting any of the support that he needs. But the issue for me was, like I keep saying, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't really learning. The place was...
Yeah.
The relationships between the sales team and the tech team was bad, so I was always hearing bad things. The oldest tech there, one of the main things that I heard from him was, get out of it while you can. Don't do it. So there was always that in the back of my mind. There was a hostile relationship between me and one of the techs.
I think at the end of the day, the thing that dragged you down was that everyone around you wasn't actively positive. They were just like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
And with me being me, I just add to it. So
at the end of the day, I think it sounds like you actually had a very similar time to me.
I couldn't really. I probably could have stayed there. I just really didn't want to. I wasn't. Okay.
Oh, good luck with your bar staff job.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like it's going to be great. Because, like I say,
my dad did say you're not going to enjoy it when it's Saturday. My dad said.
Probably not, but
because that's when it's packed.
No. It's not
typically.
It's not standard bar. Like, so they work with the theatre, so it's more just fuck. It's going to be. I'll only be there when the shows are on, instead of being in there for a whole day whilst people just go in.
Yeah, but of course, still days like Saturday would actually be when you get the most the traffic anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Because of course that's when they're like
during those shows.
Fun fact, when I was on holiday, we actually went to watch some live performances. One of them was actually Platinum Queen. It's quite good.
I don't know what that is, to be honest.
Queen, but done by someone who... Queen, but done by not Queen. So
worse Queen.
He sang quite well, but yes.
Yeah.
You can't blame me for being worse.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's someone like Medi Mercury.
And to be fair, they're not exactly doing it to rip them off. They're doing it as an homage. They sing the exact song in the exact style. Like they do it for stage performance like that, and it was quite good, and so I was actually okay with that. And then my mum wanted to watch ABBA, and I like that one. Yeah, I went, but I didn't like it.
I like ABBA.
To be fair, when I went to watch Queen, I drank a little bit.
So a little bit as in number of bottles.
So we got a pitcher of beer. Maybe more than that. so we got a lot of beer between me and my dad, and we got some. I think they were called Sicilian ice gin, lemon gin or something like that, for my mum, and we had a couple of those. And previously, I had drank a pitcher of a zombie, which is a cocktail for rum. So it's a lot of rum.
Yeah.
And I just drank like things here and there, mostly things I don't remember because I just listed the things that tasted the best.
Yeah. You just listed the things that you remember before everything went black. You woke up with no tongue, burned through by the alcohol, and about 3/4 of a fist.
No, my mum was actually laughing because I had actually effectively chugged a pitcher of beer. And this
is my strategy for when I get flashbang. It's
just like in Siege.
Just tap fire the doorway. Yeah, but in Siege it doesn't work.
No. No, it never works.
It works against you. It never works for you, you know?
Yeah, it was actually quite funny. I had that much beer, so I guess that might have helped.
Yeah.
It's actually the first time when I got out of the stage. I actually realised, wait a minute, I'm walking fine. My mum and dad haven't noticed. I'm walking fine. I was just like, the world doesn't feel right.
It's about upside down and 42. I don't know what that means, but it's maths, so it's probably correct.
And I actually started to realise my hand-eye coordination was definitely worse.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was such a surreal moment. I was just like, okay, I know.
It's the first time you've been pissed at in public.
I'm not drunk. Like I said, my mum and dad didn't actually notice.
Yeah.
And obviously, if I was drunk, they'd notice. And if I was drunk, I wouldn't have noticed. You know.
So you were just bordering it.
I was bordering. I was probably just really tipsy, and it was just like, I think I won't drink anymore today. We'll just get chippy and go home.
Oh mate, I'm not fucking chippy in ages. I had Chinese tonight. Oh, it's so good. But do you ever have like that one food that you fucking adore, but every single time you feel emotionally and physically awful, despite how good it was? Now I realised that's probably got some underlying, like, what's it called, fucking...
The message, right?
Yeah, it's got like an underlying... I can't think of the word.
I know what you're talking.
Torment, that's not it. But you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. Stop trying.
I need to get this word right. I'm the one that knows the words. Yes.
No, Adam, you know how to spell the words. Adam, let's get it right. You know how to spell the words. I know the words.
Yeah. No.
Adam, I know. Adam, listen. I know tons of words. I just can't spell any of them.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling how to spell. It's not helping me in my job.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's probably quite a dodgy thing, not being able to, type whilst you need to get very specific words.
I can spell a lot better than I could.
Yeah,
weirdly doing
helps.
Weirdly that helps, but weirdly doing a lot of history in college helped.
Yeah, you do learn a lot of weird words during history. Oh, speaking of history,
I learned a lot of English. I learned more English during history in college than I did in English during high school.
Yeah.
Unironically, I learned a lot more English.
Speaking of history, like going back to ABBA as well, every time I think of ABBA, I just think of Miss Whitehurst. Don't you?
Yeah.
Because she fucking despised them. It was really funny. And it was only just...
I can't remember
she
that.
absolutely hated it. It was because I think she used to work in a rock club or a music store or something, and it would just... all she would hear was ABBA. And she fucking hated it. She threatened me that if during one of my shows I play ABBA, she would throw a boot at me.
You should have played ABBA.
I should have. It would have been funny.
She would have taken it as well. She would have laughed.
Oh,
let's
absolutely.
be honest. She was just that type of person.
Yeah, she was great. Oh, but also I'm
trying
to get a reference from the school. That's not
the history teacher. The history teachers in college have actually been even better as well.
Yeah. College is like high school and secondary school always warns you of like, you won't get away with this sort of shit during college. It's like, no, you'll get away with so much more.
Yeah, because they're more chill and reasonable people.
Yeah.
They are such. On top of that, they're more interested than in their own job.
Yeah.
So you'll learn more.
I mean, you do get the sort of like odd,
and it's more
like the odd, really
like I said,
passionate secondary school teacher.
Like I said, I learnt more history in college, English in college than I did in high school. I didn't do English in college.
Yeah.
It's so boring in high school because they just teach it wrong.
I think it's because in granted in college you're older, so you're like more mature as well.
It's also gonna sound wrong, but I think it's because realistically they don't actually know the subject.
Yeah.
Because then
they just know what they're supposed to teach about it.
Because it's not what they actually do, is it? Like the math teachers, they don't do math calculations for computers or they don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't. It's why Miss Whitehurst was so good, because she was legitimately trying to get a PhD. It was why, what was her name? The one who did have a PhD.
Dr. Moore.
Dr. Moore. That's why she was so good.
Yeah, she was great.
They did the topics.
She was
and they were great because of
it. But she was great.
It's because they did the topics. That's why they were so good.
So I know for example, in college for me, because I did music, every single tutor had like a lot of experience. So the business teacher that we had, he had been a millionaire and bankrupt because he owned his own record company and that sort of stuff. There were some people who had done like a lot of touring with music, but they'd done not doctorates, but I suppose like kind of like similar in the world of music, but for theory. So you knew you were getting what you were getting, and you knew that they were passionate for it because they were still doing it as a career whilst teaching other people how to do it.
And even my history teachers in college one of them had a PhD in it,
Yeah, that's a weird PhD.
In history.
In maths.
No, in history. Sorry, he had a PhD in history. My maths teacher in college was pretty incredible as well.
Yeah.
He didn't have a PhD in it, but he came from a background like he taught privately to extremely high wealthy individuals.
Yeah.
So he really had a skill for it.
Yeah. Well, that's the sort of people that you need to teach. If you're in college, you need to be there for a passion.
He also had I had a bit of an issue with how he taught.
What?
On top of I don't know how to explain. It's just something that I didn't like. And then the other maths teacher, he seemed a bit more absent when he taught.
Yeah.
So it never felt connected. So
it's quite funny that you say that, because maths makes everyone, even the professionals, feel soulless inside.
No, the first one, the one who taught privately, he was interested in it. I think both of them were interested. It just for whatever reason there was a huge disconnect.
I think maths is quite interesting, just like
ironically, because of that disconnect, I kind of just lost interest in carrying.
Yeah.
I just lost interest, and I was just more interested in history and computer science.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I'll tell you, my computer science teachers, they don't know much.
Really?
In hindsight, compared to anyone I work with, they don't know much. It has been
college.
Yeah, I could probably go back and I'd be better at computer science than both of them. Well, maybe not theory, because obviously I'm been learning it, but
yeah.
it's unironic just how much more I've learned at work.
Yeah. I know that when we were in high school, before we went for GCSEs, I was quite good at computer science. So I remember the teacher that we had, she would compliment me a few times and like getting it all done so quickly and understanding it. But like looking back at it, I have no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was typing things and making pretty colours.
No, I remember. I think that was a lot of Scratch.
Yeah, that's it. That's probably why, because it's a fucking program for children.
It's just a visual programming language.
Yeah,
the exact opposite of what I'm working with now, but
that's probably why I wouldn't be able to do that very well.
I actually remember that in high school, just one time. This was even with the smartest people in the school around, and we were just given a task, and she was just like, "Okay, so I've taught you how to do this. Now do this," and I was just immediately like, copy paste, change word, done. And she was like, "How the fuck did you do it that quick?" I was just like, "Copy paste." I was just like, "Copy paste." And she was just like, "For fuck's sake, how did you notice?" I was just like, "Copy paste." It was
just keep repeating. Don't give a reason. It's just copy paste.
Do you want me to tell you what the most useful thing in my work has been?
Copy paste.
Copy paste.
I find it funny back when back in high school, because I didn't have a PC. I didn't know any of the commands, and I'm no like. I wouldn't say I'm excellent at it, but I'm pretty fluent in like the shortcuts and stuff.
Shortcuts as in
Control C and V. Alt tab.
I keep forgetting it, but there's a way to change like to specifically type like German letters, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Without obviously adding in just the German keyboard.
Yeah. I know one thing that funny story you might enjoy.
And I actually could tell you a lot of commands, but I don't think it matters.
No, they won't help me in life. But yeah, a bit of a funny story for you. So you know what Alt F4 does. You know the trick of telling someone to press Alt F4. So we were talking, me and a few friends with War Thunder, and there's a way that you can do like symbols in chat, like Shift or Alt. I kept hearing them say different things, so I wasn't sure which to do. So I was pressing like Shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all the way through. I tried the the numpad key. Then I tried the Fs. And I was not paying attention. And as I was taking off in a plane, I just pressed Alt F4 trying to get a heart symbol in the fucking keyboard.
It's actually really fun doing work now because I can actually create my own shortcuts.
Yeah.
So I know how. I can't do it on Windows, but if we were on Linux, I could do it.
God, I'm so sick of hearing of Linux. Mostly because crackheads like so.
Crackhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to use it as a job. So.
What's the difference with it? Is it just like a lot more raw version of a PC?
Do you want to pause the game quickly? I could actually. You actually have like a rough technical. How do I put it? You have like a version, a very rudimentary version already on Windows. You will have it. So if you.
I'm still recording.
All right. But so when you go onto the Windows main menu, just the blank page. When you search, put in CMP command prompt.
Right.
That is Linux, basically.
So my misunderstanding of what Linux was is just completely unfounded, because I straight up thought that Linux was just like a cheap knockoff fucking foreign Windows.
No, it is actually significantly more optimized than Windows. It is really, really optimized.
I wish that helicopter was in War Thunder. Cool.
But it's really confusing. It's not a simple language like Windows. So it's an interface the same way, but it's more confusing. But for that, it's more optimized, which is why I use it for a job.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's an awesome. I don't know the name of that one.
Everyone on me. Let's move.
Which annoys me, because I know everything.
But no, the nice thing about Linux over Windows is you can create your own.
I thought you were going to say you can commit crimes.
You can create your own shit. Still work.
Mm.
In fact, if you want to see MB, I could probably, I don't know where it would save, probably just in your C drive, but I could actually give you a quick demonstration of how to make a personal command.
Mm.
It wouldn't work on anything else other than CMB, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I think that's a T64.
My dad also uses a lot of Linux, but his is networking, so completely different than me. I don't do networking. I don't know anything about it. Well, I know a bit, but not much.
I don't do anything.
I do server side, which actually means I mess with. Which is actually why I could probably explain a lot about how your games work, but I can't explain how the internet works.
God damn it! No, they were shambling, and I walked into them and let them kill me.
I can explain the basics of the internet. That's it.
It's magic that goes through wires.
Talk to my dad if you want to know anymore. I don't care.
Fair.
He does that stuff. He
I don't know
does
how long
the
we've been
servers.
recording.
Well, it's tomorrow now.
Should I stop recording?
It's not Friday anymore.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording. This has been fun. We should do it again.